Analytics meteorologist Joe Bastardi. What a mess this weekend. This is part and parcel of the pattern change that we've been alluding to. We had the big storm that went through here. Now we've got this up in here. And generally 6 to 10 inches from just north of St. Louis through Indianapolis, Columbus. And then you see it expand here in the eastern part of the United States. The big cities in a war, I like 3 to 6 in New York City, for instance, but a foot northwest of the city outside 287. Philadelphia, I like 2 to 4, and then you go 4 to 8 and 6 to 10 to the northwest of the city. Basically, this is a lot like the November storm with one critical exception. Behind it, wickedly cold air comes in and freezes everything up. Now, you don't have to really worry about that in the coastal sections, but there's going to be a whole battleground here from Boston to Harrisburg and even in the northwest suburbs of D.C., perhaps, where it never really gets that far above freezing. It turns over to rain or non-snow and sleet, and then just freezes right back up again as we have this major Arctic shock come into the Northeast right behind it. Now, you see the Northeast with the cold temperatures here in the upcoming 5 days, and you see how the creeping of the cold here in the 6 to 11, and then the 11 to 16. And there, I think there's going to be a super shot of Arctic air, one that engulfs much of the nation, let's see, between the 26th and the 31st, all right? And the models are showing that. And listen, we've been setting this up for a long time, so if the models start showing what we've been saying, you tend to believe them. It's not only the U.S., and by the way, the statement I made is the U.S. and Europe together, January 15th through March 14th. Those two areas, U.S. and Europe, greatest amount of heating degree days this century for January 15th to March 14th. Let's see how close I am to that, okay? Europe is going to get pounded too. Here's the snow over the next 16 days. And you can see the model is really getting enthusiastic about this. And again, I put the first time I put this on was January 9th. It said by the 25th, there'd be 3 to 6 inches of snow in New York City. Subsequent runs have been heavier and heavier. Now, I'm using New York City because there's a lot of controversy going on. Not controversy, people focus on that area in the I-95 corridor. But you can see all the snow that's falling back here, too. And this is going in the direction that we've been alluding to for quite some time. Now, here's Europe, day 1 through 5. Look at the 6 to 11, and then the 11 to 16. They're going to remain very, very cold right through. Again, the U.S. and Europe parallel each other in patterns like this, where blocks take over across the top. Let me see if I have. Yeah, here we go. Look at the snow in Europe. London, it's going to get snow. It's snowing all over the place here over the next 15 days. You're probably going to see one of those pictures where the UK is covered in snow. You know, they had that 2009, 2010. And I believe I'm going to be on Neil Cavuto today at 12:45. My memory serves me right. And I'm going to tell you what I'm going to tell them. In 3 weeks, there's going to be arguments between people saying this is a sign of a little ice age coming, and people say CO2 is wrecking the atmosphere, and the reason why it's so cold is because it's getting so warm. That's going to be fun. In any case, I'll sit here and try to talk to you about the weather because I enjoy the weather, and you should enjoy the weather too. It's the only weather you got.